First opened in 2002, there's a look inside Ford Field here in downtown Detroit, the Motor City. Both teams emerging from the Ford Field tunnels just a short time ago. And, of course, the loudest cheers were reserved for the hometown Lions. They're set to go as they will match up with the Minnesota Vikings. The holiday season is upon us. We've got the gift of the NFL as we're underway here in Week 16. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. They'll run for the first time with Johnson. And he'll take it forward for about 5 up to the 28-yard line.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
To throw on second down to Stafford. Underneath for Johnson. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. It's a loss of 2, now third down.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. On first down, Stafford here. This complete to Jones. 15 yards there on the catch and run.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
Two first downs have them up near midfield now on 1st and 10. This is the newest member of the Lion backfield, LeGarrette Blount. And they'll get him down here at about the 42. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1. The success there, Charles, coming on the outside of the field, the ground game. Curious to see if that continues as we progress.
Yeah, we often talk about a variety in play calling and usually between run and pass. But in this case, with strictly the run game, you can be creative there as well. Run it inside, run it outside, keep the defense off balance.
And he dumps it off to Blount. Blount rumbling with a first down and more. And down to the 29-yard line. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks. How about the start throwing the football? 4 for 4 on this opening drive.
Oh, he's slinging it. And oftentimes when you talk about slinging it, you're thinking about a guy throwing it all over the yard, not necessarily accurately. In this case, though, he's honing in on his targets, and he's delivering.
Yeah, the opening script, however, they drew it up for this first drive, going to plan so far. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. A tackle for loss there. 2 last week. He's tough to handle coming off the edge.
And when you talk about a defensive end, your first thought is, how does he rush the passer? That's where he makes his big plays getting into the backfield. But the best ones can play the run as well. And that's what we're seeing from him, that excellent combination of holding the point of attack and also getting upfield to make plays in the backfield.
They'll fake the give. Now Stafford. Dumping it off for Johnson. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. A good gain of 14 there, and it moves the chains.
I'm not sure that this play was designed for him specifically, but they got through the progressions and got the ball to him. So second catch on the drive. He may not be a primary guy, but they definitely want him involved, don't they?
Absolutely. This early in the opening drive, as you said, 2 catches. So if they can get him going in the passing game, that should open up his running game, too. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
Hey, 22!
Here's Stafford now on second down. Eluding the pressure right. Over the middle, complete to Tate. And he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. First time they've hooked up here. Good for 17 and a first down. They'll run it with Johnson. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. Kerryon Johnson, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Lions take it right down and score on the opening drive. Here's Prater now set to kick it away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. They'll start out here with the option left. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first.
And that was a nice, strong run by the guy they call the field general.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. On first down, they go option to the right. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. He'll get 8 on the keeper there. It'll be 2nd and a couple. You often say that sort of opens the playbook now, 2nd and short. What do you think, early shot here?
I like where you're going. Obviously, we've been together for a while because you know me. I want to take that shot early and loosen things up.
Looking to throw on second down. Miller throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. And a nice gain of 21 yards.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
Here's Miller on first down. And he's going to go down. They get to him back at the 40. Ezekiel Ansah in there to drop him, and he continues to wreak havoc in offensive backfield. Sack number 16 on the year. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on second down. Here's the option going left on second down. And he held on to it, but he probably shouldn't have as they get him behind the line. It's a loss of 4. Now third down.
Well, that's the big drawback to this play. Even if somehow the quarterback pitches it, he's not immune to the big hit. In this case, he kept it and absorbed it anyway.
Now on third and long, they'll look to throw. Past the 20, and he's able to find Diggs. Touchdown, Vikings. Stephon Diggs, his second touchdown on the season. And the Vikings are an extra point away from tying this thing up. Bailey got the extra point, and we are tied at 7. So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll wind up getting an extra couple yards here for his trouble as he'll bring this one out to the 27. So the Lions offense ready to go back out onto the field. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that, they had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were competent enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1.
Hey.
Stafford now to throw. And his throw here's incomplete.
Well, he kind of forced that one there, didn't he? It's almost like he predetermined where he was going to go with the football.
Yeah, he wasn't really going through progressions. He wanted to go to his top guy. You do that against this defense, they'll make you pay, won't they?
Yeah, they certainly will. They react very quickly to the thrown football.
They tried the throw on 2nd down, unsuccessful. Now it's 3rd and 1.
Hey, middle.
To throw is Stafford. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. On 4th down, here's Sam Martin on to kick it away. Marcus Sherrill's back deep for Minnesota. And now out comes Minnesota. And, partner, let me make a quick pivot here. Season winding down. They're number 32 in offense this year. The last in the league. Where do they go?
Anywhere and everywhere. But they have to do it with a plan. And I think about Atlanta a bunch of years ago. They decided they wanted to get what they thought was going to be a franchise quarterback. And, indeed, he is, Matt Ryan. But they had to supplement it. They went free agency, got a running back, came back and traded back into the first round in the same draft to get a left tackle to protect him. Really supplemented that pick, complemented that pick, and went to the playoffs the very next year.
Well, maybe they can use that and carbon copy it. Well, the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. Miller to throw on 2nd down. Dancing to his left. They call that a loss of 6 yards. And it's 3rd down now. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. Miller now from the gun. He'll throw. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces fourth down. And Detroit getting set to go now. They were forced to punt last time, and I doubt sincerely that they'll have to punt here because they're gifted with terrific field position.
I don't even want to think about the idea that they would end up punting starting with this type of field position. Neither do they. Great starting spot, great opportunity to run your full playbook. If they want to take a shot here, they can go ahead and do it.
They begin the drive with Johnson. And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield. A good run there on first down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
On the ball, 32.
Now a play fake it at Stafford. Rolling to his left. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away. And now it's 3rd.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
Yeah, I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the second quarter, a lot of time to change things. 3rd and 2, Stafford. Escaping the pressure right. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
It's always a goal, and it's really nice defensively when you can rally to the football and make sure there's enough contact to force an incompletion.
Force an incompletion and force another punt. And here now the punter, Martin, booming this one away. Here's Sherrills. This will be a 41-yard punt, 3 on the return. And the Vikings will be backed up deep to begin their drive as they take over 1st and 10. The drive will start with an option going left. Room past the 20. Oh, now he bowls him over. And they will finally get him down at the 28. An ideal beginning of the drive there as they'll get 20 and a 1st down.
First play of the drive, excellent run. Just sets up wash, rinse, repeat. Another 1st down.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. Looking for his tight end Rudolph, and it's intercepted. Christian Jones, the one who picked it. And the return here will go to the 31-yard line.
Well, if you go by the numbers, you'll find as the temperature goes down, so does the passing efficiency. And now that we're in December, even the routine throws are going to be harder for the quarterbacks. And this one, it winds up getting picked off.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. A 1st down carry here for Johnson. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. In on the stop there, Andrew Sendejo.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the 2nd level.
On 2nd down, here's Stafford. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. Golden Tate, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Lions are in for 6. And he's got it. It's now a 14-7 ball game. Here's Prater now set to kick it away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And out now come the Vikings. And it's a welcome back to health for last year's #1 pick. This is Dalvin Cook. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
Michael Bennett's versatility, being able to play any position along the defensive front, allows him to make those types of plays. He finds good matchups and gets into the offensive backfield.
And there it works for a tackle for loss. Remain here in the first half. We'll come back to Ford Field after this. On second down, Cook stripped, the ball's out, and the Lions have recovered. So the defense there, opportunistic.
It's nice to give them credit, isn't it? Because so many times it's more a matter of what the offensive guy didn't do. He didn't secure the ball, didn't cover up. In this case, let's just give credit to where it belongs. Knocked it free, made a big play.
Following the fumble recovery, Stafford finding his safety valve here. That's complete. No gain, and it's second down.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He can make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. On second down, Johnson, and he'll fight his way down right around the 12. It's a gain of about 3, but it's going to leave him with third and still 7 yards to go.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature and make sure you don't get hurt.
They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal.
Now, that was pretty. They executed that curl route versus zone coverage, and that changes things a little bit because against man, it's often a tight curl, tight, sharply run route. Against zone, you're just looking for that open spot, that dead area, so you may curl it a little bit wider just to get to that place.
And usually a tight window. He fired a bullet in there for the completion.
Big 20.
They'll go to one, try and pound it in. And he'll actually lose a little bit of yardage here, back to the 2. And now the Vikings are going to stop it here on defense with a timeout. As the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. Back at the 2 now. Here's second and goal. He's going to get it running right. And he'll get blown up behind the line of scrimmage. Back at the 6. Another timeout called by the Vikings now. As the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. They've been stuffed twice here for losses. Now it's third and goal.
11. Set. Waiting.
From the gun, here's Stafford. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
So they recovered the fumble, but ultimately could not take advantage of the short field.
Definitely, a lost opportunity right there. I mean, they were in prime position to put 6 on the board. Ended up settling for 3.
And this return net's positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line. Now the Vikings offense works their way back onto the field. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your...
And the Lions pressure too strong. Down he goes. Brandon Graham in there for the sack, and he's closing in on that all-time record. That's number 19 on the year. Now Miller looking to throw on second down. Left side caught by Diggs. And he is out of bounds right around the 34. It'll be a pickup of 15 as that'll lead to third down.
They sure put the coverage guys in a stress on that one. They thought they were going deep. Ends up curling inside for a nice chunk of yardage.
From the gun on third down. Miller looking for Diggs, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Jared Davis. And he's given his guys a shot for late points as they will take over in range for a field goal or maybe more. Now the Notre Dame man, this is Theo Riddick. And power running here down to the 6-yard line. And before this second down play, we'll get a whistle, a signal, and a timeout as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this first half. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. They had great starting position to begin the drive, but now they look up at a 3rd and 5. Out of the gun, Stafford. Flush to his right. And he'll just throw this one over in the way of the security crew. Incomplete here. So we've reached halftime here in Detroit with the Lions out on top. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll wind up getting an extra couple yards here for his trouble as he'll bring this one out to the 27. Out come the Vikings. They'll have it first on offense as we begin the third. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. To throw on second down, Miller. And he'll be hit from behind and taken down. Ziggy Ansah in there to bring him down, and that is sack number 17 for him now on the year. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Here's Miller off the play fake. him to his right. The catch is made by Kendall Wright. And he'll be corralled well upfield right around the 40-yard line. They convert on third with a gain of 22.
Looked like the defense put pretty good pressure on him, but he's able to flush out to his right to try and evade people. On the run, had to get on his horse. Still accurately throws a nice pass for a first down.
First down, and they'll try to run the option left. And he takes it past the 45 and down at the 46. 6 yards there on the keeper. It's second down. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just...
And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked off by the linebacker, Jared Davis. And they will take over possession of the football at their 42-yard line. Stafford and the Lions now have it 1st and 10 at their own 42. And they'll start the drive on the ground with Johnson. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down. So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards.
Trio right, trio right. Hey, 70.
Looking to throw on second down. Stafford going up top. And they went for a big play through the air on second down. Couldn't connect. Now it's third.
Sure, that pass was incomplete as they made an attempt to get a big one downfield. But that's okay because the second part of that is if you don't get the completion, at least you've told the defense you're trying to stretch them out a little bit, and they may have to change accordingly.
The Lions on third down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This is going to be 3rd and 13. Now Stafford shrugs the tackle.
Nice.
And that is incomplete.
They certainly thought they had him surrounded and probably thought they were going to get him on the ground and get the sack, but he was able to elude that. And even though it threw it incomplete downfield, if you're a defensive back, you're loving the pressure that you're seeing from your front.
46 on his first kick. This one in that neighborhood as well. Now the Vikings offense gets set to take over here. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily that you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup. They go play action here on first down. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
Now they'll run the option to the short side left. And maybe the wrong read there as he's going to go down immediately. And they'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a third down.
Well, they have had success when he keeps the ball running it, but not in that situation. I mean, I think we got an example of why NFL coaches really don't like their quarterback in the running game.
Because whether he keeps it or not, he's likely going to take a hit, isn't he?
No doubt about it. And defenses, they're looking to put that hit on a quarterback.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by the linebacker, Jared Davis. And they're going to set up shop at the 32-yard line. Week after week, we're seeing plays like this from him. I think he's in line. We've discussed it before for NFL Defensive Player of the Year.
And a big reason why, I think, is because of his ball skills. And that's something that, for guys of his position, they've talked about it for years. They've done the drills. But they've really increased it in recent seasons because of the offense have gotten so good. He knows how to take the ball away. That is huge for a defender.
The stop for no gain brings up 2nd and 10 from the 20. After the run, now Stafford going to throw. And Jones has it over the middle. And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down. They haven't made much of this great starting field position they had. Here's 3rd and 6.
21.
And now whistles and a flag. And I think we got a jump here. And he got a little aggressive too early.
And he did, wanting that quick takeoff as the ball was snapped. But I think sometimes those big guys on offense, they're pretty cagey too, right? They make those little sudden moves or those little subtle moves that get you to jump.
They only need a yard here. 3rd down and 1 after the penalty.
21.
A shotgun snap for Stafford. And that is caught. Touchdown, Detroit. As his guys are in for 6. And the Lions use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. Still plenty of time left in the game, but now starting to pull away a little bit. Get some breathing room with that one.
And I don't want people to think that NFL locker rooms are cookie cutter, that everyone's saying the exact same thing in every situation. But I do know that all 32 teams have an emphasis on starting fast. Game, the second half, no matter what. Whether it's first 5 minutes, first 3, whatever. This was a big score to start the second half.
Now the Vikings now heading onto the field. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, when we were having a tough patch, this too shall pass, this too shall pass. And finally we kept having a rough patch. He said, but you got to do something to make it pass. And that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here. Back to throw. Miller. And he's got the hook up here. It's Kyle Rudolph. And they're able to get this one across the 35. And 15 yards there on the catch and run.
Obviously, this has not been a banner game throwing the football. So what you got to do, you got to kind of down focus, don't you think? Find the tight end, take some easier completions.
Yeah, interception last drive there. He hits the reliable target. Looking to throw. Miller. Now he's going to throw it back deep over the middle. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
Brandon, at least there's one bright side to that incompletion.
What's that?
It wasn't an interception.
Wow. You're a nice guy. That was kind of savage. But correct. No pick, just incomplete that time. Open here, Adam Thielen. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. Not something you want to see in Week 16 or any week, really. We'll be right back. This quarterback now, a perfect 8 for 8 to start the second half. Not bad. 1st and 10. A give. This is Cook. And he got blown up. Losing yardage on the play back at the 44. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they've stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. And he's going to lose yardage here, as they will switch ends as time has run out on this 3rd quarter of play. Back now at Ford Field. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. Miller operating from the gun. Flushed out right. And that is incomplete. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden the secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
Flex round! 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 Flex round!
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. Buying time to his left. Now he'll throw deep left side. And they will not be able to hook up there. It's incomplete. The Vikings unable to convert here on fourth. And the Lions will get the football back in terrific field position. Now a handoff. Johnson. They'll get only a couple down to the 44.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they won't put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
To throw on second down. Stafford under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 46. Everson Griffin in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year. After the sack, Stafford and the Lions come up on a 3rd and long situation.
Hey, give me radar. 53.
Now Stafford. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. And they'll get to this and touch it. Looks like, yeah, right at the 15-yard line here. The Vikings offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. And this offense last time turned it over, went for it on 4th, didn't get it. They're lucky, though, because no points against the team on the board, but we'll see how they respond.
Yeah, they've got to get a lot of credit to their defensive teammates, don't they? They had their backs on that last series, and because they did so, that allows the coach to still stay aggressive on offense and maybe go for it again in a similar situation.
I was going to say maybe makes that offense feel good, but when you know you've got a defense making stands like that.
Yeah, that'll loosen up things a little bit, won't it? Maybe you'll play a little bit better the next time you have the ball.
They're throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down. So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Miller now going to throw again. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the 20 at the 18. It'll be a gain of 4. And it'll be 3rd down. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
And they work this well upfield across the 45. A very solid gain of 27.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. 1st down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
Under 4 to go now as they come up on 2nd down. On 2nd down, there's the option going left. Here's Murray. And he's going to get it across the midfield stripe into Lion territory. 9 yards on the pickup there as they'll be left with 3rd and 1.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the 4th quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down 4th quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. That catch puts him over 70 yards receiving now as he's got a 1st down. Now Miller on 1st and 10. And now here's another interception. Picked off by the linebacker, Jared Davis. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. And give him now 4 interceptions in this game. That's only the 3rd time this has been done since the year 2000.
I think that tells you how much better teams have gotten at throwing the football. If you go all the way back to 1960, 12 times before that, there have been guys who've gotten 4 interceptions or more in a game. I mean, most recently, since 2000, Delta O'Neal and D'Angelo Hall.
On the ground, this is Johnson. Fights forward for only about a yard up to the 21. And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all 3 still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage, use your timeouts in order to get the ball back and try and score yourself. But now is the time to start using those timeouts.
And keep in mind, it'll also stop the clock at the 2-minute warning. 2nd and 9 now from the 21. Well, now they'll try the end around. And not too much going there as he'll get it up to the 23-yard line. Tackle made there by the UCF man, Mike Hughes. The 4th quarter here, they've got the lead. They want to keep it on the ground. That's what they're doing.
Smart football. Keep the clock grinding. Keep it going. But you got to figure now, they're going to see more people stacked up in the line of scrimmage as they try and bleed it out.
Completing it to the right side, Johnson. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. 6 yards on the pickup. And that'll bring up 4th down. Here's Sam Martin now as he's on for the 5th time here today. Time for a break. We'll come back and see this one out after this. Here's Sam Martin now as he's on to punt for Detroit. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. Sherrills to return it. And now running right through it. That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. And now out comes Minnesota. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride.
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, who cares?
And a big loss here as he's taken down. Ezekiel Ansah in there to get him, and that's sack number 18 for him on the year. They run the counter with Cook. And he'll be about a full yard shy of the 20 at the 19-yard line. 14 yards there on the pickup, and they'll be facing a 3rd and 12.
Well, it looks like they caught him off guard on 2nd and very long by running the football. All right, we always talk about tendency breakers and counters and doing things opposite.
Now the pressure comes, and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. Ziggy Ansah in there for the sack, and he's closing in on that all-time record. That's number 19 on the year. Here's Matt Weil now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. They'll score that a 36-yard punt, and the Lions will take over. And Detroit getting set to go now. Defensively, there's still 3 timeouts. Do you even need to use them at this point?
I think a lot of coaches do it anyway, and it seems like cosmetics to us.
Does it just send a message you're not quitting?
Send a message that you're not quitting. Let your team know you're going to battle all the way, and you're always hoping for that ultimate miracle that something will happen, you'll pick up the ball and score, and you'll have a chance one more time and maybe on an onside kick, but not likely.
Anthony Barr in on the tackle.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
Again, it's Johnson. And they will stop him after a fairly minimal pickup.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing.